Hello, everybody, and welcome to Speak Out, the OutWrite podcast. I'm your host, JQ. You can use any pronouns for me.
I'm Emma. I use they, she, he pronouns.
I'm Ava, and I use they, she.
And today we're talking about Sapphic history, because, I don't know, any excuse for me to talk about history at this point.
Okay.
I can talk about Leslie Feinberg. It's fine.
I don't know who that is, so... Oh, uh-oh.
Oh, no, not the, it's the we don't know history. We're
No,
gonna get that
Leslie
a lot.
Feinberg is like, they died in like 2014.
I was 12 years old.
I was 10.
Okay, but it's like, okay, wait, Rayner has told everyone on the staff to read Stone Butch Blues. I know he has.
I know. I really need to get a copy of that.
You know who
I
wrote
should really
Stone
just...
Butch? It's free, available free online because Leslie Feinberg was a huge communist.
Oh my god, wait, real. Okay, well,
Slash
but I
positive.
also don't like reading things on my computer.
Okay.
'Cause it feels like an assignment, and I don't like doing my assignments.
I feel like I read like a page or two of it for Intro to LGBTQ Studies, like, and then
It's so
I
good.
don't remember much.
No, I
but
do want... It's on my list.
Yeah.
You know what you should do with it?
What?
Take it off the list by
Take it-
reading it.
Alright, I've got 2 books on my desk right now that are on the list, off the list being read, so
Yeah.
we'll get there eventually. It's
Dune
next
is
on
on
the
my
list. What?
Dune is on my list.
Oh, I
which is
tried to
perfect.
read Dune. It was just like, ugh. Ah.
Is it gay or no?
No,
It
it's
is only
fucking
gay in a
Frank
homophobic
Herbert.
way. It's
Do you
gay
think Frank
in like...
Herbert knows about gay people?
Wait, I'm
Well,
sorry,
like, one of the guys is technically gay, but he's a pedophile, and they're just equating the two, so it's not really gay.
Oh, I definitely
Other
thought
than,
it
like, the
was.
movies having Zendaya in
Dude?
them. Nah.
Dune? Okay.
It's from
well,
like
Main
the
guy's name is Paul.
1950s or maybe 60s.
Oh.
When's Dune from?
Fucking, I don't know. That sounds about
Fucking
right.
ages ago, man.
Fucking ages ago, the 50s!
You know who else is from the 50s? Leslie Feinberg!
True!
That's
So talk
true.
about him.
You want to read books with queer people in them? Leslie Feinberg!
Real?
You want to read books that are significantly better than Dune?
Yeah!
Got you covered.
Guess what?
Yeah, so basically they were a butch lesbian radical in a lot of senses. A, radical. B, very anti-imperial, with like a specific focus on like justice for Native people. And then another sort of campaign that they're well known for was to get this black trans woman who was unfairly imprisoned for like resisting. It might have actually been a lynch mob, like resisting
Ooh.
people hate criming her, and so she was imprisoned for it. But then she was successfully, like, the campaign worked and she was released in, like, 2002,
Yeah.
which is super cool. And I feel like it's really nice to think about when activism does things.
No
because
way.
I've been very sad lately about
Yeah.
the state of affairs.
Yeah.
And talk about Edna St. Vincent Millay.
Yeah, poetry.
Dude,
I don't know who that is, to be honest, but...
Edna St. Vincent Millay comes up a lot in Quiz Bowl. But what never comes up in Quiz Bowl is that she was totally bisexual.
True.
Also, what never comes up in bisexual, in Quiz Bowl, is like all of the poems of hers that I like. She has one that's called A Prayer to Persephone, where...
That sounds gay already.
Yeah.
No, actually, that one's not that gay. It's about, like, it heavily implies that, like, her kid died.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, Persephone, please keep her safe. So that one's actually depressing, but I really like it.
Yeah.
My favorite genre of poetry is, absolutely fucked up poem, but it's in, like, A-B meter.
Okay, yeah,
Emily
sometimes,
Dickinson,
yeah.
that's like a good segue into our lesbian poet of the day.
Of the day.
Of the hour. But yeah, Emily Dickinson, definitely gay, amazing, lesbian poet. I don't know, do people try to deny that? I don't think so.
Probably
just
they
didn't
do,
know it.
honestly.
Really?
Yeah,
You did. There's like letters of her between like Sue Gilbert, who lived like the now equivalent of like if you lived in Hedrick and your lesbian lover lived in Sproul. Like they're like
That's
a
so funny.
stone throw away from each other. And they definitely
That's
things
fucking
occurred
dramatic.
If you watch the show Dickinson, it definitely was explicitly lesbian. But, like, the letters are watch that show, Dickinson. It's amazing. But no, there were definitely a lot of, like, love letters that were very salacious and very lesbian. And I don't know, Emily Dickinson was, like, one of the gays that just, like, stays cooped up in the house and pines after women, and I respect that.
Yeah, that is very respectable as a career.
Yeah, it was literally just like
that's
writing.
Like basically her career.
Writing gay poems. Not all of the poems were gay. Some were not gay, but also very good. And she wrote some really depressing. She wrote a really depressing one about like death's carriage coming to get you.
Because I would not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me.
Yes.
See, that's the thing. Because I have like my 10th grade education on Emily Dickinson.
Yeah.
That's probably why I didn't know that she was probably gay.
Oh, really?
Things I have in common with Emily Dickinson. Gay. Love M dashes.
I love M dashes! Favorite punctuation, I love you M dashes.
I love you M dashes. Heart emoji.
Yeah, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji.
I didn't know they were supposed to be 3 dashes until I joined OutWrite.
Yeah, me neither.
They were always 2. And I always just put
That's
2 hyphens
an
together
N-dash.
because I didn't know how to make one.
I think I did a hyphen and that was it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, don't
This is
just
just
do
like
a
my Word
hyphen.
doc.
2 hyphens is acceptable if you're on a typewriter.
We should get a typewriter.
You should get a typewriter.
That'd
I'm
be
loud
like,
enough
If
on
you
my
want.
keyboard, I might as well get a typewriter.
That'd be
Getting
such
like-
vibes.
I like deliberately did not like do my work in my room because my roomies were still sleeping and I was like, I know I'm gonna be pounding away at this shit.
Yeah. We need better sound effects.
Sound effects for what?
The podcast.
Like, just added, like, dumb them in.
vibes.
Your job.
No.
You know what we need? You know what we need?
A banjo?
Okay,
You
JQ.
You forgot.
No, I didn't. I have an on-air confession. I've been trying every day for the past 2
Every
weeks.
fucking day.
I text them every day. I've been trying so hard. Guitar
They do.
Center's out. There's a shop in Westwood that rents instruments. They're out of banjos.
I think you asked D&D. I think you also
I
asked
asked
Paul.
D&D.
Who did you come in and
I
ask about that I was also there?
The OutWrite meeting, I just made an announcement.
Oh, yeah.
Brenna's dad has one, but it's in the East Coast.
But it's on the East Coast.
And I've been knocking, like, Adam Gilberti, if you're watching this, I've been knocking on your door at least 3 times a week.
Adam Gilberti, I know where you live. Come to your office.
You're never in your office, dude. But yeah, I've been just aggressively trying to get a banjo so I could walk down the hall playing it and then just swing the door open
Yeah.
and be like,
They've been
Wow.
campaigning, like, door to door.
I've been trying to learn how to play the banjo without having one to do it.
Shit.
And, yeah,
Hey,
it's
my
impressive.
roommate has a guitar that I will not touch.
I have
No, it has to be a banjo.
so super shitty out-of-tune ukulele that I keep meaning to donate.
Woo!
Woo!
I only told you about this because I have a feeling it's not going to happen. After multiple weeks of
You
banjo.
tried so hard, though.
tried so
Multiple weeks, and you kept bringing it up. Like, it's not like you forgot about
Guitar
it.
Center was closed when I went. They do
Sick and
instrument
twisted.
rentals. Yeah, it's so sick and twisted. I don't know. If a banjo company wants to sponsor us, please do.
Hey, for
Yeah,
our
if-
listeners at home, if you own a banjo, and you feel like loaning it to us, promise Ava will make good use of it.
We'll give you a sticker.
DM us
We'll
on
give you a sticker.
DM us on Instagram. Set something up.
Yeah, exactly. Set up a drop spot.
We'll play Montero on the banjo or
We'll
something.
play Montero on the banjo. Shit.
Except copyright or something, probably.
No, I just really doubt our ability to play Montero on the banjo.
I could easily
play
learn
the,
Take
like,
Me
the
Home
melody.
Country Roads, because it's the
I
easiest
played
song
that on steel
banjo.
drums.
I do like
Yeah.
I do like Take Me
It's a
Home
good
Country
one.
Roads.
See, now you're on board for the
Yeah,
banjo
I am
scenario.
now on board for the banjo.
There we go. That's all it took. One song.
One song that I like.
Anyways, we
Lesbians.
talk more about
Emily Dickinson.
Emily Dickinson. Yeah.
Lesbians. Oh,
I always
Yeah.
confuse her with Elizabeth Barrett Browning.
who's that?
She's another contemporary New England poet.
Oh,
True. Good for her.
I wrote a bunch of stuff.
Wrote a bunch of stuff.
I always think I always confuse the two of them.
We've got the E names.
They got the E
We've
names.
got the E names. Whoa.
It's Gertrude Stein. Why am I love to start things as questions that I know neither of you are gonna be able to answer.
okay.
I was gonna say, is Gertrude Stein the one
here.
the Book of Salt is written about?
I don't know what
I don't know
either of
that
those
book,
things are.
and I've heard the name Gertrude Stein, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah, Gertrude Stein was sort of she was like a modernist poet, also novelist. She's the one who coined "There's no there," talking about Oakland, which people have been litigating ever since.
Why? Like, they're mad about it?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we love Oakland. Oh, we hate Oakland.
Do we like Oakland?
I have no particular opinion on Oakland, if I'm honest.
Oakland is in California, right? That's what I'm thinking about? Okay.
The one you're familiar with.
Yeah. And in an airport in Oakland on a layover. And we're flying someone down to Paw from Oakland, a drag king.
Shit,
Nice.
True.
That's
intense.
Connections to Oakland.
Hey, join Paw.
Join Paw!
Pride
There's
Advent
lesbians and history, but not lesbian history. There's both of those things. It's been around 10 years. That's history. That's more than...
We're segueing. We're segueing.
More than today.
True.
10 years is... I recently realized that I just don't have a sense of time anymore.
Yeah,
it's just gone.
What do you mean?
I mean, like...
what's the cause of that?
Oh,
or
probably the
catalyst for noticing
pandemic.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were, like, reading a Quiz Bowl set from 2019, and my friend was like, oh, it's kind of outdated, it's from 5 years ago, and I was like, that's not right, and I had to, like, physically do the math in my head.
Carry the 4. Yeah.
5 years ago feels like it should be, like, 2017. Or maybe
does.
2016.
I think
But
2017,
no.
yeah.
2016 feels just like ages ago.
2016 feels like it was fewer years ago than 2017, honestly.
Okay, yeah, you do have a messed up sense of time.
You do.
Sorry.
Past a certain... Well, I have a fucked up sense of time in that past a certain point, it's just long, long ago to me. Like, before, like, 2000 to me is just, like, time. Like, history. Like, long time.
Yeah, at that point it probably
That's
is.
why I'm like, I don't know, it happened somewhere between 1500 and 1800, probably.
Yeah, real. Fun thing. Hey, I can talk about Sally Ride.
Yeah, space, yes.
I love Sally Ride.
Go
I
for
did
it.
a presentation. I did a poster on her in... Oh, it wasn't 10th grade. It was 11th grade because it was for A-Push. And it was like blue poster board, and then I used like silver paint pen.
Wow.
Yeah, because like
Commitment.
space, get it? I just think she's so rad. Every time I bring her up, someone's like, oh, wasn't she on that Challenger mission that died, that blew up? And I was like, no, she was fucking not. She investigated it. She was on the presidential committee that investigated it.
Oh my god,
you
good for
idiot.
her.
Yeah, because she was like a fucking notorious badass astrophysicist, and she was fucking cool.
Astronauts are so fucking cool.
Astronauts are so fucking cool. Don't even talk to me about that. Yeah, she was on a Challenger mission. That was her first like space mission that made her the first American woman in space, but it was a different one. It was like 3 years before the one that blew up, which is like super fucking sad also, because that was the one that had the teacher on it, and they were gonna like teach kids about space and shit, and then it blew up, and that sucks shit. But
It really sucks when space stuff blows up, honestly.
Space stuff blows up.
That's
like I love NASA. I
boo.
love NASA with my whole heart. Like
Yeah, we're so pro NASA here.
we're so pro NASA. Like good use of governmental money. Stop giving it to the military.
Investigate
Give it to NASA. Let them do some shit. Cause like
They deserve it.
they deserve it. Fuck yeah. And there's like gotta be lesbians in there now. I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just
Yeah,
a
I don't
planet
know.
full of lesbians.
She was like in a relationship with her. I don't know if they ever got married, but her lifetime partner, Tam O'Shaughnessy, for like 27 years before they came out about it. But then they wrote a book together. Maybe they wrote a book together before they come out about it. But you know, she was gay, and she was fucking cool. And she said that being in space was fun. I pasted a quote here because
yeah.
I think that's just such a great way to, because I feel like everyone's like, not to like hate on them, because like this is like entirely valid, and I would probably also like wax poetic about it if I went to fucking space, but everyone's like, whoa, it's like so vast and beautiful and shit. And then she was like, yeah, this flight was super fun.
It ruled. I had a great time.
Literally, like that's basically it. Like she says, the thing that I'll remember most about the flight is that it was fun. In fact, I'm sure it was the most fun I'll ever have in my life. Like,
Fuck yeah,
it's
dude.
a big roller coaster. And it goes up in the sky. Yeah. Anyways, Sally Ride, I love you. If you're watching this, I'm sorry.
Is she alive?
No.
No.
She,
If you're
she
watching
died.
this from the grave.
Yeah, I mean, there's like that myth about like you can hear people talk about you from beyond the grave. So
So
I'm
Sally
talking
Ride,
about
if
you
you're
with
out
so
there,
much
we love
love.
you.
We love you so much. I hope you're feeling warm about that. I don't remember if her partner is still alive or not. I did not really look that up.
Well, that's so sad when, like, there's old gays and then one of them dies.
Yeah, but, like, that's life, you know? I feel like it's better than when there are young gays and one of them dies.
That's
Shit,
true.
That's true.
That's true.
Let's see. Googling things
Welcome
on the
to
podcast.
the podcast Google era.
I know, she's still alive, I think. Doesn't have a death date. Oh,
Yeah.
spouse! Hold on.
Oh,
She played tennis, and I think... Yeah, professional tennis player and a children's science writer.
Whoa!
So basically, she's fucking cool. And she's still alive, so good for her.
Tennis is such a funny sport.
Why?
You just run around, but you're only allowed to run around in a very little area.
Yeah.
And,
Get
like,
the
don't
ball
you
in
feel
the
so
certain
sad
area.
and confined?
Do you feel so sad and confined? Are you speaking from experience?
no, because I played tennis as a kid and I played it specifically
I-
because I didn't want to run that far.
I
Okay,
hate
real.
tennis.
That's why I was a goalie for soccer, was because I didn't want to run and I wasn't afraid of the ball. So, that's what I got to do.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I didn't have glasses until pretty late, so I just did not have any depth perception, so I, like, couldn't play sports. I, like... It's so weird listening to people talk about having depth perception when you don't have any. Okay?
I think my dad doesn't have any depth perception
Yeah.
either, and I kind of understand what that means.
I have very little because I have strabismus, long story, eyes crossed, got glasses, but I still have very little depth perception. Like when they have you do the thing at the eye doctor where like things pop up, I'm like, no, they really don't.
Where things pop up.
I've
like,
never had that
You remember
test.
to like pinch the fly wings at the like optometrist and they're like
Oh.
you put on the special glasses and you pinch fly wings. They're not real. You're supposed to pinch where you see
Oh,
them and
yeah,
I'm like,
wait,
they're
they have
flat.
made me do that, I
Oh,
think.
interesting. I wonder
Yeah.
how they test that. That's cool. I want to know about like the lights. We got
You didn't even talk about that butch lesbian paper in the 50s.
Okay, I'll talk about the
I
Butch
really
lesbian
said that
paper in
badly.
the 50s. I mean, like, that's basically what it is. It's a Butch Femme paper. This was for a project. I'm going to talk about it. I'm just going to give the same spiel that I have done the past 3 times that I've probably talked about this. But basically, this was for a project that I did where we were looking at, like, gender non-conform... It was supposed to be, like, a scientific... Like, we were basically writing, like, a fake manuscript, which was dumb.
Okay, wait, what does... Okay, when you say fake manuscript...
Sorry, fake manuscript as in, like, a scientific paper.
Okay.
Like, introduction methods, results, discussion,
Yes,
references.
okay.
Yeah. That kind of manuscript.
Sorry, no.
I know what you were thinking.
Yes?
Yeah.
Wait, what were you thinking?
We just, like, literally, only, like, a week or 2 ago, my Eastern Europe class did this, like, little segment on a fake manuscript that was, like, basically an invented, Croatian, like, epic poem that was, like, invented literally just to clown on the Habsburgs by being like, look, our epic poetry is older than your epic poetry.
Oh.
I was like, that can be your fake manuscript.
That could be a fake manuscript.
What makes it epic? Is it just like
It's like,
Chill.
it's the scope of it.
oh.
It's, like, big and concerns weighty topics like war and death.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
There's a lot of, I don't know the word for it. Anyways.
Sarcasm?
Yeah, I was gonna say contempt, but it's not entirely right.
I'm not like a huge epic poetry hater. It has
True.
its place.
Its place, not in my eyes. Okay, this, but like, so we were supposed to like do like a fake scientific study. Ours was on like gender nonconformity in how people perceive whether or not you're queer, basically. So like, Steph found a bunch of stuff on like, this one guy loves doing face studies and like where they like flash someone's face and they're like, are they gay? And so he did like fucking like 6 of those, all with like different, like based on like the hairstyle or like their facial structure or like something like that. Which is fucking hilarious. But he was finding some stuff, I guess. Actually, fun fact, I think the one that actually yielded a significant result was the one
It was
based
the
on
hairstyle.
hairstyle, which is like, that's the one that you choose basically. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I have a really gay facial structure, but I do have a pretty gay haircut.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the point. But this this was about like a study on butchness and femness in the 1950s lesbian culture and scene, etc. And I thought it was a really interesting study on queer like semiotics, because basically my main takeaway.
Wait. How are semiotics different from semantics?
I don't know. Semiotics is like meaning. Semantics is like linguistics.
Also meaning?
Sentence structure. I don't know.
Oh no, my jacket's getting a hole in it. It's so fucking evil.
Define semantics. Googling on... Okay, semantics is a branch of linguistics and logic concerned with meaning.
What's semiotics then?
Semiotics is probably
is that like the
it's probably
science
less
thing, like the
formal.
Roland Barthes shit?
Yeah, study of signs and symbols and their use or interpretation.
Okay, it is the Roland Barthes. Yeah. Sorry, he has a really good article about professional wrestling.
Oh, true. And the semiotics of
Yes.
professional wrestling? Oh, real. True. Let's get a wrestling episode.
Oh my god.
Yes!
No, because it would just be me, and I'm not willing to carry that hard. Maybe if I, like, ever got sleep. Slash J.
Slash J.
I sleep.
Slash J.
Anyway, do you want to
We're
talk?
sleeping.
You could have an outright wrestling ring.
Good night!
Good night.
The next 20 minutes of the podcast is just us eating.
Fucking taking a nap.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh my
nap
god,
time
we could become
with
a
you.
sleepy time podcast. Like one of the ones that people listen to fall asleep,
Yeah,
you know?
I do that
Yes.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet I'd be really good at that. I have kind of a monotone voice.
Yeah. There you go. There's your niche. Get some really good soundproofing and then do a chill stream
Yeah.
with the lo-fi girl.
Relax and study too.
Yeah, exactly. God, what did I do to my hand?
Anyway, you want to talk about the thing where the girl wanted to be identified as a lesbian, so she showed up to school in a long skirt or
Oh,
whatever?
yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I think it's just a very interesting study in, like, queer semiotics because, one of the main takeaways that I took for the purposes of this paper, was, like, within the same signals are interpreted differently depending on if you're in, like, the in-group or the out-group. The in-group being, like, this, like, lesbian scene or, like, culture. Yeah, real, we're in the fucking in-group.
Are we?
I don't know. What do you mean?
I don't know. Is there much of... I feel like if there's a scene, I'm not really in it. I'm not in anything that could be described as a scene.
A scene? I don't know
Invisible.
I don't know what qualifies as a scene, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Hey Ava, what qualifies as a scene?
In terms of like music or in
And
terms of like identity?
Surely in terms of like lesbian identity.
I feel like the lesbian scene, it's just like, are you going to a lot of like lesbian events? Are you going to like lesbian bars? Are you going to places where there's a lot of lesbians? Are you like involved in the community in some way? Yeah, I don't know. I think of it as like a combination of like the party scene, the social scene, the community and organizing scene. Like, are you involved with that? And I think it's honestly also like, do you feel like you're involved in it? I don't know if there's a hard and fast rule.
I like that definition. I think that's comprehensive.
Yeah, it could even be, I feel like, online groups. Are you like really involved with a lot of lesbian online groups?
Yeah.
I'm in the scene.
Well, there you go. There's the scene.
There's the scene.
But, you know, like, there was obviously, like, butch and femme styles, but then that were recognized, I'd say both by general society and, like, lesbian society. Ooh, society. Oh, I kicked the table.
You kicked it so
Curses.
much, dude.
I kicked it so much. I could do it again. And
I'll
then
kill
what?
you.
You'll kill me?
I'll go back. I'll renege on the banjo thing.
No!
No! Okay, but, like,
We need it.
what if we just play the banjo the whole episode? Then you can't edit it out.
I don't know
I
enough
would-
songs.
That
the
would
same
not
song
be an
over and over
episode.
again. It wouldn't be an episode. You would
No.
delete a whole
You'd delete
episode
Yeah.
for the Wow.
If you did
You're on
nothing
the
but
hater
play the
train.
banjo.
You're on the hater
You're in a
train.
hater train. What if I bring a clarinet and play that too?
Ooh. I could not learn to play clarinet, but I could maybe learn to play banjo.
Banjo,
I just
feel
can't
like,
do a wind instrument, I think.
No, they're hard. Oh, it's number 2. It's number 2.
That's number 2!
JQ head and hand counter update. I'd also like to point out that we're wearing the same shoes.
I'm being bullied.
You are wearing the
on
same
the podcast
shoes.
that I graciously. Your feet are so small, dude.
They are not.
You got fucking tiny
I
little
have
feet.
normal sized
got-
feet.
Itty bitty feet.
They're pretty small, dude.
What the fuck?
We're literally like normal foot. Look at your little fucking baby foot.
Dude.
I have normal feet. Y'all are tall.
Tiny baby.
When you like a size 5.
7.5 in regular shoes, 6 in dogs.
In what?
In
dogs.
dogs.
Oh, I thought you said in dogs. I was like, what?
What?
They
These
make...
are like 10s. I run to like
I
10
heard
and a half or a
10
bit
and a
more.
half.
And
You are both tall. You're like fucking 6 feet tall.
dude, I'm like 5'8" on a
Theres is
good
not
day.
5.
Anything
6
above
feet tall.
5'5" to me is just tall. It's like the years thing. Anything before like
There you go.
1900s is just time. Anything above 5'5" is just tall.
I like that. There's got to be a word for that.
Stupid?
No, that's not what I was gonna say. How it's like a gradient and then it's just like black or like just white.
Discontinuity?
Like, you know? Maybe.
Nah.
Nah.
No, I don't know. I'm bad with
It's
time.
like, ooh, it's like that. No, never mind.
What?
Just kidding.
It's like that John Green, you know that who did The Fault in Our Stars? It was like ketchup falling out of a bottle little by little and then all at once.
He actually wrote that?
I think so.
I ain't no
What?
It's
fucking
in The
way.
Fault in Our Stars, right?
I don't think
Sorry
so.
if
I
I'm
think
spreading
it's
misinformation.
Sorry for what?
Sorry if I'm spreading misinformation.
I think that might be a play on the meme, on the actual line, because I think the line is like
No.
like falling asleep slowly and then all at once. That's funny though. That might be better.
That is funny.
That's a very John Green thing to put in his books, because like you have you ever seen that like video that's like lightheartedly making fun of him, where it's like throwing darts at a board to see like what the main character is like.
Oh, no, I have not. I thought this was going to be an actual John Green video.
Oh no
I
no.
was like,
Somebody
I'm not the hugest John Green fan, but I might have seen it.
real. Yeah, well. I can talk more about this paper. Because
I was like, I can save this. Hank Green wrote a book with a bisexual female main character.
which one?
John Green's brother, Hank Green?
Wait, what?
John Green's brother, Hank Green,
Wait,
wrote
yeah,
a
what about
book.
him? Oh,
The main
Hank
character of
Green.
the book is a bi
What was
woman.
the book?
An absolutely remarkable thing.
Oh, true.
It's like science fiction.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know Hank Green wrote fiction.
Only 2 so far.
True. Well, good for him. That's like his most recent escapade.
Yeah.
True.
Escapade.
Escapade. How are you? Escapade.
Escapade?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like escapade. I've never seen.
Escapade.
I've never heard. Yeah, I've never heard
No,
that
it's
word
escapade.
pronounced. So, it's one of those things. Okay.
Sorry for completely diverting this like a million
No,
times.
it's more fun this way.
I'm gonna go home,
I
eat
forgot.
dinner, and pass the fuck out.
And pass the fuck out. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna watch.
Damn, I'm not even gonna do that because I need
do
to
you
fucking
mean?
do work.
Boo! What do you mean you need to do
You literally
work?
saw me procrastinating on the group project while I was sitting next to you on the couch.
Okay. Well, when is it even due?
It's literally my final project.
Oh, that's a future problem.
So
That's like-
yeah.
We're
So
meeting
it
to
sounds
talk-
like
we're
it's
meeting
beginning
to talk
of week
about
8.
stuff on Saturday.
Oh, then you have
Damn,
many
that
days.
sounds like 5 days away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a 5 days from you.
Okay,
Problem.
maybe I'll go home and pass the fuck
Yeah.
out.
I'm gonna go
That's
build
what fucking
furniture.
sounds like. Oh, real.
Hello?
Hello. Being disruptive.
Someone just absolutely body slammed our door.
Yeah, they're trying to break into the sanctuary,
Yeah,
the gay sanctuary.
they really want to get into that hole in
Dude.
the ceiling.
In my sorority, when we do ceremonies, there's somebody who gets to hold a fucking sword, and she's
That's
supposed to be like
crazy.
guarding the sanctuary of like our fucking music room in the Schoenberg Hall.
Have you all heard of Thirsty Sword Lesbians, the RPG?
No?
No.
What? There's an RPG. It's like just like a book, like a roleplay book,
Oh, okay,
roleplay
yeah,
game.
yeah.
It's like D&D.
It's
I
a
get it
TTRPG,
confused.
right?
Yeah, I get it confused with
Not a
with
TTRPG.
Rocket propelled grenade, yes.
What?
No, with ARG, alternate reality came. I love those though. I think they're so fun.
Rocket-propelled grenades, yes.
Oh yeah, clearly, obviously. I'm gonna shoot one at you right now.
But no, you're a thirsty sword lesbian, and you're in like an RPG with other sword lesbians, and you can kiss them, and it's really cool.
No way, bro.
You can get it at
Classic.
Geeky Tea and Games, which is a really gay game store owned by gay people, and it has cats.
Nice.
Shit, true.
Emma, do you have plans for after graduation?
I'm gonna go do some sort of job somewhere.
Crazy.
Crazy.
You're gonna work in a lab.
No, I'll probably do like a writing or communications job, but like lab could be an option if I
NASA.
don't get that. NASA
writing. Like, don't they need
Girl.
stuff written?
I'm sure they do, but I don't think I'm good enough at it for
Space
that
communication.
yet. Space communication. Honestly, yeah, I would do that. Talk to the aliens for real. I think they'd need a linguistics person for that, not a
Comms
communications person. Yeah, not a communications and microbiology person. Fuck am I gonna do?
The Ren Fair's
I could
higher.
be real. I could be that one guy from The Martian because he's a botanist. I'm not a botanist, but
You could be.
oh wait, I
Mark
could be
Wa-
that. I'm
You
sorry.
Would not be Mark 1. You'd be
I would be the guy from Project Hail Mary. I'm reading that right now. It's so fucking good. They're doing the
I
biology
like Project
so
Hail
good.
Mary a lot. Oh my god, the xenobiology pissed me off so much in Project Hail Mary.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Why? The what biology?
the xenobiology,
What is that?
the alien biology.
Oh, real. I liked that they were talking about phages because I know what phages are, and I liked that they talked about electron microscopy because I know what that is. It was just fun. Like they knew what the stuff was.
Wait, how far are you in the book?
I don't know, like a third of the way in. It's one of the ones on my desk.
Describe any recent event that's happened in the book.
I think I just finished that one part where he does like a whole 2 chapters about how he was like doing the studying in the lab, and then he was like, "Ooh, I'm calling it an astrophage because
Okay,
it like
you've
eats
not
stars
gotten the
and
part
shit."
that annoys me.
Okay. Well, he
There's
like loses one of them.
It's a really good book,
yeah.
and I think you'll enjoy it, but it's not perfect.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know when I finish it then. Yeah.
Are we going for number 3?
I'm sitting still a lot.
You're what?
I'm sitting still a lot. I have to kick things violently.
You can kick my water bottle if you want.
No, I'm good. That'll make a heinous noise.
You should totally be one of those people who puts beads on their shoelaces.
Who puts what? Oh,
Beads
yeah.
on
That's
their
appropriate.
shoelaces.
I have a chain, but it makes too much noise because anytime I'm doing something, I go like this with my whole foot, and it rattles. So it's
That's
not
kinda funny.
on, but I should put beads. You should. I feel like you would put like, I don't know.
Did you read Artemis, also by Andy Weir?
No, I didn't. I've only read The Martian so far.
You should try Artemis if you like his other stuff.
Real.
It has about the same vibe.
True. Is it also space?
It is also
Dude
space.
loves space.
My dad was like,
biology?
"Oh, this is so derivative of Heinlein's The Moon is a Harsh Mistress," and I was like, "I've never read that, and also fuck you, Heinlein." So
Yeah,
I'm good to go.
Yeah, I like Anywhere better. So, what branch of science is it? I feel like he does a different one every time.
The main character is like a welder.
Oh shit, true.
Yeah, it kind of rules.
That does kind of roll.
I don't remember the book super well. I just remember that I liked it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's
so
all
I
you
should
need to
probably
know.
reread it. Yeah.
I tried to read this other sci-fi book. I don't remember what it was called. Like, I think I did a book exchange with one of my friends. But then it was like immediately like so fucking straight, and I was like, oh my god, I can't do it. I can't do
Yeah.
it. Like, just like not even like straight in that there were straight people in it, but like, you know when you like
The
pick up a
vibe,
book
yeah.
and it's like
Wow.
the tropes in it are like, ooh, she's
Dude.
tough, but when
Fucking
this guy kisses her,
Piers
she's
Anthony.
like, oh god, unforgivable.
I
I
hate you,
hate
Piers
it.
Anthony.
I just can't make my way through it.
Okay, Piers Anthony had one good book, and then he
And it-
fucked everything up.
And he fucked everything up.
Actually, it's more like he fucked everything up. He miraculously got an okay piece of writing, and then he proceeded on his way.
Boo. Boo. Sounds like a bitch.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Sorry. Do you want to describe the sci-fi book to see if I can identify it from whatever
I don't
information
think
you retain?
I read like the first 5 pages and then it
Okay.
was like that and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Also, there's so much fucking pulp science fiction that if it was sufficiently pulp, then, like, No one remembers it. Lost to the mists of time.
So sad.
Not really.
Oh, real? Okay, true. Fuck that pulp science fiction.
Can we talk about the Daughters of Lightus?
Yeah. What
Yes.
is that?
That's the first ever lesbian organization. If you've heard of the Mattachine Society, which was like one of the first gay male organizations that was founded in the 1950s, the Daughters of Lightus was the response to that only being men and not allowing in lesbians.
Just like my sorority.
So it was, oh, what?
Yeah, dude, I'm in, like, the little, like, band sorority. It's, like, for, like, service. It's not Greek life. Just so everyone is aware. And, like, they go over, like, we, like, as part of, like, the candidate process, we, like, go over the history. And then they're like, oh, yeah, we made this because Psy wouldn't let us in. And I'm like, and we're just cool with them now? Like, they don't address it at all after that. They're like, yeah, we had to, like, fight to be our own organization because, like, women and stuff. Yeah, exactly, women and stuff. And now we're just, like, chill with Psy, and I didn't hear anything about them being like, sorry, we didn't let you guys in, but...
Dang.
Anyways.
That's beef.
Yeah, that's beef. That's my personal beef. That's not actually, like, we were actually chill with them. I just have beef.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Daughters of Lightus.
Daughters of Lightus was founded by these two amazing lesbians, Dell Martin and Phyllis Lyon. They actually got married twice, fun fact. When Gavin Newsom, who was at the time the mayor of San Francisco, legalized gay marriage and like civil unions in 2004, they got married. Then they got married again when California legalized gay marriage in 2008.
Oh, yeah.
They were both journalists, actually. So they published, like, the Daughters of Lightus Newsmagazine.
Hell yeah.
Shout
out to Queer Newsmagazine.
Yeah,
Massive
true.
shout out to Queer News Magazines. So yeah, they made a really cool magazine. And the Daughters of Lightus and the Mattachine Society were both kind of just, like, the foundation of queer activism in the 60s and 70s. And we wouldn't be where we were today without them. So they were super cool.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Standing on the shoulders of giants.
Read their manifesto if you haven't already.
Ooh.
Daughters of Lightus.
Manifesto. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
People really just, like, think manifestos today are, like, crazy posters that people put up, but, like, manifestos are really, really cool, and they have a lot of, like, a really cool place in history, because a manifesto is basically just, like, a piece of writing where you express, like, your viewpoint on the world and, like, what you as an organization want to do to make the world better, and they're really cool. OutWrite should have one. OutWrite needs a manifesto.
OutWrite has a mission statement on our website, which is, I think, as close as we get. We're like, we would like to uplift people and not be bigoted pieces of shit.
No way, bro.
No way, bro.
Crazy.
It's, like, better worded than that, but that's the gist of it.
It's actually very well worded, I think.
We also want to make hot takes.
Yeah. OutWrite, home of hot takes,
Honestly,
parentheses, the good ones.
Yeah, that's right. The right ones. The correct ones, because we're right all the time.
That's why
Obviously.
we're outright.
Yeah.
Oh, real! What is political lesbianism? What does that mean?
Oh, I don't want to get into it.
Okay,
when
real.
we're, like, about to end the episode.
Too toward.
Toward.
Define it afterwards.
Oh yeah, dude, I have nothing to say about pirates. There were like 2 female pirates on record.
Boo.
And they were not lesbian, even though there's fan fiction about it.
There's fan fiction about it? Yeah.
Oh, I was searching the corners of the world for evidence of lesbian pirates. So that's why I found that out.
That's so sad.
It's really sad.
Wow.
Wow.
That's why we need a boat. That's why we need to get a boat and
we
be
can
lesbian
be the
pirates.
first lesbian pirates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, if you
What do
don't
you
find a
think
job,
about this?
post grab.
Hey, real. Sometimes I really think about, like,
I'm
man,
just,
what if I took, like, a gap year and just, like, worked on a boat or
that's
something?
literally,
You
isn't
should
that, like,
look at
a
it.
plot point in Community?
What?
Isn't that a plot point in Community?
Maybe, I don't know.
You know what? I'm just gonna end this. I'm gonna put us out of our misery.
What do you mean?
Imaginary
We just got
banjo.
started on the boats.
I've been JQ.
I've been Emma.
I've been Ava.
You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, parentheses, not called that anymore, close parentheses. You can read our articles at OutWriteNewsmag.org. That's right, spelled WRITE. Go take a nap after watching this. God knows I need it, so you probably do too.